I was listening to the Board Ape Founders podcast with the Nelk Boys, and they spent a considerable time talking about the interoperable universe, how they want to create the platform that allows you to do that. And no other NFT project is going to do that first. They have to be the ones to show that this works first. And so this multi-month rollout of Jimmy the Trial as a prologue and everything else, and all of this to me is lining up towards a demonstration of how this interoperable universe works.
Damn.
Hey, welcome everybody back to the Damn Show. I'm atareh, and we have Maybe in her brand new drip, Mutant Yacht Club. What's going on, Maybe?
Hi, hello everyone. Happy to be here for another episode. I'm super excited that I got my new beanie. I got a t-shirt. I'm gonna get a hoodie soon. So yeah, no, I just felt like my merch was not complete without my without some Bored Ape, Mutant Ape drip because anyway I am part of it from like I started I bought my mutant in August, so it hasn't been so long time, and I haven't gotten anything yet. So now I'm just getting some stuff. I'm super excited.
Yeah, honestly, I see that beanie and I look back and I'm like, why didn't I buy that one? Because it looks
Pretty cool.
it looks pretty cool actually. Now that I see it, I guess that's my issue. I never saw it on anybody, so
Hmm.
kind of jealous. Not gonna lie, but um,
Come on, you have a ton of stuff. I have nothing. I have two things now.
not jealous of you. Just I was like, I should get one of those, and I might.
You should
I'm
get one
living
of
in
those.
warm
Yeah.
climates, so maybe that's why I didn't buy it. So maybe
Yeah, yeah.
that's my explanation.
Yeah,
Today,
New
what are we
York
talking about
is
today? New York, what?
I was saying New York was pretty warm this past week, but now the cold is coming. Also, I'm gonna go to Canada in 3 weeks
Oh,
to
you are
ski. Yeah, I have
Whistler.
to. No, I'm going to Mont Tremblant,
Oh, nice.
close to Montreal.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I love Quebec because it feels like Europe. So.
yeah. Quebec is very European. You got to go to Old City, Quebec as well. It's very cobblestone, and it's a good time. I like it there as well.
Nice.
Okay, what are we talking about today? Let's quickly get the 10 KTF news out of the way. There was only
Mhm,
one major thing that happened last week, and that was, well, I guess two major things. Um, and I wouldn't call them major now that I think about it. What two things happened? One was we got a new tweet. We got two tweets, and I'll pull them up for everybody right now. So we got this tweet, and it says, "A simple new beginning together. Then old loops start to close." And it showed this poster with a cat and, or not a poster. This looks like a slab of concrete. Um, might even be
mhm,
Wagmi-san's shop, a part of it, but it's his cat, and then I think this says something like "Happy New Year" or like "New Beginnings," something like that. I have the exact translation. We'll put the screenshot with the exact translation afterwards. And then we saw that
mhm.
Kagamis and Comfy Hoodies, to change your shipping address, you must send it by Monday. So by the time this episode comes out, this will be pretty close to the actual time and date, which is 5 p.m. Pacific or 8 p.m. Eastern.
Mhm.
Address changes submitted after will not be accepted, so submit it, which means, what does it mean, maybe?
That we're getting our stuff soon. Woo! So
We're getting our
excited.
physicals. So we're
Yeah.
getting Kagamis, and why don't I pull up the old videos of what
Mhm.
Kagamis are going to look like? Not necessarily look like, but what the unboxing experience is going to be. So it was a really cool video that they made with like Emmys in the back. And so we have this tweet of, so this is the unboxing experience of Kagamis, which was what we're all going to get fairly soon, probably in the next few weeks. You see the Emmys in the back right there. Ooh, smooth. And then they had one more video, this one that they tweeted out last week of just showing all the different
Hmm.
Kagamis
From the back.
from the back. So that's what's coming up in the next few weeks from 10KTF. There's still no sign of when
Yeah.
season 2 is going to begin, or I guess I should say last summer is going to begin. I still think it's going to be in the next few weeks. I think we may even get a tweet this week, some news around that, because they're kind of tying up old threads
Hmm.
of physical shipments, or now we know they're going to come. The next thing is people are going to receive them and then they're going to tweet them out. So that's kind of done now. There's no more
Yeah.
speculation around that anymore. So, and the comfy hoodies as well, of course. So we're gonna get ours shipped to us fairly soon, probably around the same time, and then season 2 last summer is gonna begin mid
Hmm.
January is my prediction, which is what I said. I think I said that back in October or November. I can't remember when, but when we were on a New Tokyo
Yeah,
News, I
you
said
said it.
I have a feeling it's gonna be beginning of the new year. Let's go, baby.
October. It was October. It was not November. I remember it was actually end of September, beginning
Mm,
of October. You were like, it's gonna be 2023, and everybody was like, "Don't you dare say
yeah,
that! This means that it's 4 months away." You were like, "Yes, it's
yeah.
gonna be like that,"
And
and you
look
were
at
right. Fuck.
boom.
But yeah, yeah, you were right. But I would like to add to that, also regarding the physicals that we're getting in January.
Mhm.
I want to give a shout out to all the community creators. And to the team as well, because we are getting a customized special 10KTF hoodie. Not
Mhm.
only us at the Dam Show, but all the community creators, 10KTFM, Circulation Alley, everyone that does content about 10KTF. So yeah, congrats everyone. I can't wait to see that, because that's kind of special. No, I want to. I can't wait to see how they customized it, where they put our names, how
Yeah.
it's gonna look. So we are gonna show you here on the dam how our hoodies look, and I'm pretty excited. I don't know if I'm more excited about the hoodie or the the display. Like, I'm really not big on this display things. I haven't bought any display yet for my NFTs.
Mhm.
I just didn't feel the urge of doing it. But the hoodies, I bought a lot of hoodies. I'm definitely into hoodies.
So, I think when we get them, hopefully it'll be on a Thursday, we will unbox them live. Actually, maybe you will because I'll be in another undisclosed location by the
All
time we
right.
receive them. So I won't be able to
Yeah.
open mine for quite a while, but you can open up your Kagami and your hoodie and we'll get a chance to see, and that's going to be a fun
Yeah, I'm gonna
moment.
have
I'm sure
mine.
the team's going to try to make it so that we hopefully get it by Thursday or before Thursday so that we can open it there, because I think that'd be great content. If not, if we get it like on a Friday, Saturday, honestly, we'll do a we'll do a short live and we'll just tweet it out, something like that, because I think it's a cool thing and everybody's
Yeah.
been dying. Everybody's been
Yeah, we're
dying
all
to know
been
what does
waiting
it look
for
like.
it. Yeah,
Okay, so
absolutely.
that's that. Let's jump into Jimmy the Trial, and I think one thing that we talked about, what we want to do is why don't we do a full explainer on what is Jimmy the Trial, and then after we explain, we can go into what is the current speculation, what do we think is going to happen, and some of the theories around all of this. How does that sound?
Oh yeah. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And what is our strategy for the mint?
Yeah, what is our strategy? There's a lot of different strategies. I think the best place to start Jimmy the Trial would be this one tweet right here. So on the 20th of December, Bordy tweeted out this GIF of an eye in a keyhole, and then it says, "Tomorrow, the trial of Jimmy the Monkey starts with a short film kicking off a new chapter in the lore of Board Ape Yacht Club. Pieces of the narrative will be released along the way. Pay attention to the signs. Details might be important down the line." Things come to a head in late January with a free, playable, interactive mint. experience for Bored Ape and Mutant Ape holders. You'll be asked to test your skills and your knowledge.
Hmm.
And then it goes on to say, keep these mints close. Don't let them fall into the wrong hands. The trial is the prologue to a series of activations coming over the course of next year. Pro tip: when it comes to the mint, apes who also hold a Bored Ape Kennel Club will be in tiers of their own. There will also be an optional ape spend mechanism for those looking to enhance their minting experience. And then it just says, reminder to use the official site for everything. So let me double click on this and let's take a look at this. Let's break down all the tiers. So we have tier one, which is if you have a Mutant Ape Yacht Club, that will mint you this. And then tier two is Mutant Ape with the Bored Ape Kennel. Tier three is just one Bored Ape. And then tier four is Bored Ape and one Bored Ape Kennel Club. So Bored Ape and Kennel gets you the highest tier. Only a Mutant Ape gets you tier one. And then um, Kennel with Mutant Ape gets you tier two, and then one Bored Ape on its own. It's still better than Mutant Ape, but not as good as the pairing. So let's pause there for 1 second. Maybe. Do you have any thoughts about any of that?
The first thing that I'm thinking is like I think I never seen um the top row. I don't know if
Right.
like if it should look like, a table header that explains what's in there, or if it's actually hiding something. Like if you got the three of them, what
Yeah.
happens?
No, so Garga explained that this is just a table header. This isn't
Ah, okay.
a separate tier. Yeah, yeah. I can't find I would try to find the tweet, but it would take forever. But that's
Because
what
it's
he
I
explained.
understand why people asked, because it seems like, oh, what's that, what's the green one, because it's like, it also has a different color. It's like there is a green tier, we don't know what that is. Okay, so
Agreed.
Garga already killed this speculation. Perfect.
Yeah, yeah. We'll get the tweet so we can put it up afterwards in the episode. But the next thing I wanted to just quickly jump is here. Let's look at the Board Ape Kennel Club floor. So they're
Mhm.
at
Mhm.
close to 12 ETH, which is
Yeah.
insane, and they've risen dramatically in the past few weeks. I'll show you the graph right here. So we can see that November 13th is the floor was about 4.4 ETH. And since then, it's been up only, baby. It's
Oh yeah.
3x since then. So, and that was a month before the official Jimmy the Trial
Crazy.
announcement. But it's been rising steadily in anticipation for this mint because I think we haven't had a Yuga mint since, I guess,
The
technically
other
the other
side.
side. Yeah, which is 10 months ago now. And
Yeah.
before that, the last mint that they had was Mutant Ape Yacht Club, which of course we know
Wow.
Mutant
It's like
Apes.
they're keeping like an a set timeline, like every 10 months they drop something.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe they found out that's the right amount of time between mints. And they're
And the
continuing with this path with
Yeah, and just to speak about Mutant Ape for 1 second, the floor has been rising steadily. So again, November 13th, the floor was about 11.5 ETH, and now it's 20 ETH or 19.99. So it's
Yeah,
been going
it was
crazy.
pretty fun to be on the in the birthday Discord yesterday, like on Friday when there was the pump happening. The Discord was going crazy, a lot of copy pasta. So for us 10 KTFers, the copy pasta is always very well accepted. Yeah, it was great. It was great. Like we had a lot of fun. It felt like a Thursday.
Yeah, copy pasta, board apes, they love that there as well. So that's kind of what's happened so far. Let's go back to the trial once again.
Mhm.
The best place to track that is, of course, Twitter. So next thing they had the actual video. So
All right.
You've rewatched it a few times now. Is there anything that you noticed specifically? Okay,
Like
here's my
new
theory.
of what we know already? No.
Okay, I was gonna write this the day that it came out, but the trailer came out at night, and I didn't want to rush a thread just to get something out there. And I thought that somebody else would have written this by now, but nobody has talked
Mhm.
about this. What you notice is that one, we know the key is magical. We know the
Mhm.
box has magical properties, and you see that the key is glowing. And something that they show again and again and again and again in this whole trailer is, and here, let me pull up the actual video on YouTube so I can pause and play and show you exactly what I mean. Something that they show multiple times is, so he gets handed a key, and that key's glowing. Okay. And so what does he do with the glowing key? First, he opens up that beer and then he pours that. Then they show them drinking more beer, which they supposedly open with that key. And then we get this view of almost like a sparkly magical drink going down this person's throat. And something to show again. So here's the key again. They cheers with the key and then everybody drinks it. They're putting it in drinks and then people are
Yeah.
drinking it. And so I think that this key has magical properties that all the apes drank, and it's going to do something to them. They don't know what's going to happen, but the fact that they have so many shots of them, almost like half of this is them showing, here's a key and let me open up the beer and let me show everybody drinking with all the beer that was opened up with this thing, and the beer's kind of sparkly and magical and almost greenish because of this, and now we're throwing it in the drinks that we're all drinking. I think that this, um, they don't know it yet, the apes, but this did something to them. And again, I don't know what that is, but I think that's going to be a huge part of the story where they're going to realize, like, we all drank these drinks with this magic and we opened it with this magical key. And so something magical is going to happen to them. So I don't know if you have any thoughts about that, but that's something that I
Yeah.
noticed.
That's very interesting, considering the next step of the story as well, which is like a multi-week mint. It's like, I don't know. It seems like it's gonna be gamified. It seems like we're gonna be doing things, and like it's not gonna be only I own a mutant plus a kennel, and that I get this, or you have an ape, you get this. Yes, of course, we saw that there are different tiers for the mint, but at the same time, it says that you see in the multi-week interactive mint, it said discover its treasures and mint what you gather. It seems like the way you interact with what this is gonna determine what you mint. It's not gonna be only depending on the NFTs that you own. That's gonna be just part of it. That's at least in my opinion, but it seems like that's what they're actually saying here. And all the fact that the key is magic, that the apes are drinking something magic, maybe they're gonna end up waking up the next day in a different place where we will actually gonna be looking for stuff, gather things. I don't know. Like for me, it could be all part of the same, like all the cause that then brings to this gamified mint and multi-week mint. But yeah, that's pretty cool.
Okay, so now let's go to the next thing after that was the website.
Yeah,
Or I guess the website was
we
at the
were on
exact
the
same time.
website already in the
Yeah,
clip, I
so
think.
after or at the same time that we had the website drop as well. So we had the trailer and it says a glimpse at the road ahead, don't be a stranger. So we had this, and then last week or on the 28th of December they took a week off because of Christmas here, but
Hmm.
we had the past, present, future, and I'll just quickly go to the rest of it and we'll come back to this and we'll go through this whole interactive experience. So we had prepare for the mint, you study the guide and plan your strategy, and that's coming out on the 11th. And so the cadence here is every Wednesday, which is
Hmm.
definitely the We Knew 10KTF influence because they did every Thursday. Now, after the acquisition, this was definitely modeled in what 10KTF did, is that people are going to be okay with weekly drops because it builds this excitement about one day. And so
Hmm.
11th is going to be study the guide and plan your strategy. And then on the 18th, we have our multi-week interactive mint. And so you can see here it's the 18th to the 8th, which is about 20 days. This is 3 weeks about. So it's a 3 week mint. And it says the sewer calls, discover its treasures, and mint what you gather. And then on the 8th, admire your bounty. So the moment has arrived, embrace the digital rapture of your sewer revelation. And then the last one, which is called Chapter One, the story continues, coming soon. So by no means is Jimmy the Trial ending on the 8th. This is going to be a continual thing, like the tweet said, where they said this is a prologue of a series of activations that are coming
Mhm.
this year. So this is just the beginning of the beginning of 2023 for Board Ape Yacht Club and what they're going to be doing.
Yeah, like you said, every Wednesday we're gonna get a little bit of something very interesting. Obviously, that they kept that weekly cadence, figgy, figgy nose,
Big influence.
figgy influence. But yeah, like as you said, 3 weeks between the mint and then the reveal. It's gonna be like I'm expecting 3 crazy weeks of strategizing, or like what am I supposed to do, or we always go crazy for these things. I'm expecting crazy volume on this mint, to be honest, because
Mhm.
as you said, it's been like 10 months since like last Yuga mint, and we know that every time there is a mint from Yuga Labs, from Board Apes, it always goes parabolic. And I don't know what the numbers is going to be. Obviously it seems like there's gonna be 30,000 mint maximum connected with the amount of apes and mutants, but that's not. We don't know if we can mint multiple things. Maybe you get tier one, you can mint multiple NFTs. So to be honest, we don't even know how many they're gonna be. If they're gonna be less than 100K, which was the other side, oh my god, I'm expecting like that was,
Yeah.
we were still in the bull market, like was the end of the bull market, like I think the last mint before we entered the bear. So we cannot actually compare the two moments. But anyway, I'm expecting a pretty crazy week, like the week before the mint, obviously, because we do the strategies, and also the 3 weeks of interactive mint is gonna be like very interesting.
So when I read multi-week interactive mint, I also think about the fact that the last time they did something interactive over multiple weeks was December of 2021 when they had the Bored Apes versus the Mutant Apes mobile game
Mm.
challenge. So they had a game that you could play, and whoever had the highest scores for Mutant Apes and Bored Apes got a bunch of prizes based on that. Somebody's getting a Mutant Ape mobile. I don't know when that's shipping to them, but they're going to probably be getting that fairly soon. Some people are going to be getting the Bored Apes are going to be getting a pinball machine. So I thought that was interesting. To me, what this sounds like is the fact that this is going to be a blockchain game. To be honest, so it's going to
Mm.
be a version of like you're going to create or you're going to mint a bunch of things and based on a game that we're going to actually play, whether it's on mdvmm.xyz or it's a mobile game. I don't know, but that's what an interactive mint sounds like. It sounds like a game. You're going to play the game, and and it seems like it's going to be a sewer game. So we're going to be our characters in the sewer. We're going to be running around, and we'll get a chance to find things, find objects, and whatever we find in boxes and under the water, under like a tire or whatever, we'll be able to mint those as actual things. So that's what it sounds like to me, to be honest.
Yeah, so multiple NFTs.
Multiple NFTs, I think.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, makes
And
sense.
and I think this could tie into the other side in that what we mint will be, let's say, items for other side that we're going to be able to use in the other side. Because that's kind of what I would think about is that why would we be doing a bunch of mint when we have a second trip coming up, and how would this
Hmm.
play into the overall plans of the other side, because it's the same company that's running all of this. So what we're actually now seeing in my mind is we're seeing a 10 KTF playbook of a weekly story play out. We're seeing the end goal being the second trip in March, and we're seeing that for the other trip, for the second trip, we know that it's going to be different than the first trip and that there's going to be more advancements in the technology from a visual perspective and the back end perspective from probable. And so I think both of those together are going to lead to like this interactive mint where we're going to get a chance to have items imported into the other side. And the tier one to tier four makes sense to me because if you get a tier four item that's going to be a weapon or something, an item that's going to be way stronger than tier three, two, and one. And so we're all going to get a chance to either buy them off secondary if we can't get a tier four, or we can we mint them and we'll be able to use them. And I think in all of this, there's going to be rares. There's going to be like a gold weapon or an item, something that's all going to tie into the other side. That's how I see this playing out.
Yeah, and going back to what you read like before in the tweet, that there's gonna be the opportunity to actually spend ape coin to upgrade what you find. So, for example, like you said, I find a weapon and I want to make it a golden weapon. I can maybe pay an amount of ape to to get that upgrade, which is very cool because let's remember also how important it is to keep the whole ApeCoin ecosystem healthy and to give it utility to use it in whatever the board apes are doing. So yeah, that's gonna be pretty cool. It's just that I staked all my ape, so all my ape coin. So now what am I gonna do? I have to unstake
Buy more
some. I
ApeCoin.
don't know. Like what? Like come on.
Hey, 10 KTF, can we get another 10 KTF friends
Yeah,
airdrop? Come
I
on,
need
we've
it.
been doing a lot of work. Okay, let's go to the second week,
Hmm.
the past, present, future, and let's go through this.
Yeah.
And let me get your thoughts and what you think about all of this. So I'm just turning off the sound. It's very loud, but it's very mystical Zelda-y, and that's I think something that Gordon said as well. It's very Zelda music. So before I open up this
Hmm.
box, let me go through just all the different sides of this treasure box. So first we have a medieval ape getting knighted. We have a bunch of apes farting into a portal, which is what looks like is what Jimmy did really. He farted and created a portal. And then we have a mecha monkey fighting a machine and things are burning around. And then on top we have this. We have different pieces that makes a box that powers something up. Interesting. Okay, okay. I have some thoughts about this, but let's go through this first. So,
Yeah.
the great dog prophet says, "Hello there. Come closer. Do not be afraid. I am the great dog prophet Gary. I take it you've come to hear Gary's prophecy. Listen carefully, bucko. Usually, the way this starts is with the boom, and in that moment, things get weird. The bond between space time gets all fucky. A portal opens and shards appear, fragments to be collected. You need to traverse the underworld in search of them. It's super nasty, to be honest. There's some kind of power source. Hint, hint. By the way, a cosmic battle is upon us." I just love the BTW. I forgot to mention that I'm super high right now. So maybe don't trust exactly what he says. Maybe.
Yeah, I was a bit confused.
Everything starts with a key. You gotta go get it. Go get it for Gary, baby. TBH, the key may have poop on it. I was not expecting Jimmy to create the portal with explosive diarrhea. I don't know, man. Go get the key. Okay, maybe. Any thoughts? I can go back to any of these prompts if you want me to go somewhere.
Well, pretty funny the way that Gary explains this all thing, but like he's high, so whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now the part that it's the most interesting to me is the top of the box.
Yeah.
So where you get like the three pieces. Um, the third image to me looks like the max that we were using in the other side.
Mhm.
The basic avatars. So I don't know. Obviously, it looks like a magical um, little box. You put the pieces together, and then you can power your Mac up. But maybe you can do other stuff with it. Maybe thanks to this box, your Mac changes. You get your customized avatar. it doesn't look like a mech anymore after you use the this cube, but it becomes, a full customized avatar based on all your NFTs or whatever you draw. I don't know, that's a possibility. But one thing that just I thought about when I saw this box, no, sorry, when I saw this cube, I know that it wasn't the exact same shape, but it reminded me of the stone that Curtis and Dakota found
Mm,
in the video of the other side when they walk inside the bones, like in the bone other deed,
yeah.
and they
We'll get a
see
photo for
this
that and we'll put it up.
magical they see this magical stone. I don't know, it kind of reminds me of that. Maybe it's something completely different, but I don't know, I see a possible connection between the two, because it says like you need to traverse the underworld in search of them. And what are they doing, Curtis and Dakota, in that video? They're actually traversing the underworld. They're like in the other side, trying, going inside this bone skeleton of an
Mm,
animal. It feels like we are gonna be able to find this stones, these magical cubes, either in this game that they're just dropping for Jimmy the monkey, but maybe
mhm.
this is just like a little bit of what we're gonna be finding in the other side in the second trip. We're gonna be uh, f- looking for more of these stones, looking for more of this like magical objects that can help us, upgrade our avatars or whatever else we need to do. So that's just a lot of thoughts that come with this. But yeah, I definitely associate this with what we saw in the other side.
Yeah, okay. So that's pretty much where I want to start off as well. It says, listen carefully, Bucko. Usually the way this starts is with a boom, and then that moment things get weird. The bond between space-time gets all fucky, a portal opens, shards appear, fragments to be collected. So this to me sounds exactly like what happened in the trailer. So it says things get weird. The bond between space-time gets all fucky. A portal opens. So we saw Jimmy open up a portal, and I think that the monkeys jumping into the sewer are actually going into a portal. And then it says shards appear, fragments to be collected. To me, this sounds like fragments to be collected. This is what we're going to be collecting in that game that we're going to be doing for the interactive mint, which is going to be going on for 3 weeks. Because he then says you need to traverse the underworld in search of them. It's super nasty, and in the actual story of that video, they were going into a sewer, which is super nasty, and it's the underworld, super nasty. So it's kind of like merging the sewer and the underworld, and the fact that there's a portal, it's going to be like an underworld sewer. And based on what you collect and what you mint, I think you're absolutely right. This is the mech for the other side. So this might actually relate to what Yuga Labs talked about in that blog that they had. And let me pull it up actually. So it says that customizable avatars will not be ready yet for the second trip, but there's a fun solution for those who want to enter with an NFT. Stay tuned on details for that. To me, that sounds like exactly what's happening here, where what we mint for Jimmy the Trial, those pieces are going to fit into somehow our mech, and they're going to be part of the other side second trip. Because again, that's a mech that seems like a power source, and even when I look at the flying for this mech, that to me reminds me of Iron Man. So this seems very Iron Man inspired with how he's flying, how he's even floating as well with the hands on his side. So to me, all of this points to we're going to be minting things that's going to let us upgrade our mech in the other side, and it's going to be tier 4, tier 3, tier 2, tier 1. And the fragments that we collect in the sewer, it's just going to depend on like what tier you are and how cool your mech's going to be able to look. So that's kind of like a summary of what's happened and what some of the
Mhm.
speculation on what we think is going to be happening with Jimmy the Trial. So, yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
maybe do you have any more thoughts on that?
what I like about this whole thing is that once you mint those NFTs that you collected or gathered in this game, 3 weeks game that we're talking about, let's say we're right. what you get is the actual thing that you can use on your Mac to customize your avatar or whatever. um, it's a proof. It's like an initial example of what it's gonna be that we will be doing with NFTs. So the same NFT that you actually mint through a game can be used then later on another game, and on that other game you can even find more of those NFTs. It doesn't have to be all part of the same thing. If this is like a smaller play to earn or whatever, it's not the actual other side, but still what we find can be easily transferred to another game that we're gonna play. And this was um the whole idea. Also, that I remember talking about it with Yatsu the day we met him. It was very interesting the way that he talked about making all these different games connected and being able to actually jump from one game to another without being, just like close into one game, and what you find there, all the things, the weapons or whatever, cannot be used in other games. Why not? Like, it makes much more sense to create a world that it's interoperable in this at this level. So yeah, and that's what I'm thinking. This is gonna be one of the first examples of this interoperability between different metaverses or games in Web3. And yeah, it's going to be pretty cool to see and experience.
I think you hit it around on the nose. And for Yatsu, for those of you who don't know, is the CEO of Animoca Brands, and Animoca has obviously invested in a bunch of companies, including 10KTF, WeKnew, and Yuga Labs, and they work very closely with just the whole ecosystem. And I was listening to the Board Ape Founders podcast with the Nelk Boys, and they spent a considerable time talking about the interoperable universe and how they want to create the platform that allows you to do that. And no other NFT project is gonna do that first. They're gonna be they have to be the ones to show that this works first. And so this month, week rollout of Jimmy the Trial as a prologue and everything else, and all of this to me is lining up towards exactly that. This is going to be a demonstration of how this interoperable universe works. So that's I feel like that's a pretty good foundation on what's going to be happening over the coming weeks. And again, there's going to be strategy coming out this coming week on what's going to be happening, and what this how we should actually go about it, and then we jump into the actual mint the following week. Yeah, so the dates are specifically January 11th for preparing for the mint, and then the multi-week mint starts on the 18th. So the next couple of weeks
Hmm.
are going to be really interesting. We're going to get some alpha this week on Wednesday. We'll talk about it on the live show and what we're going to be doing with our strategy. And then the following week, I think there's going to be a game coming out, some interactive game, and we are going to be hunting in sewers for fragments that are potentially going to power up our mechs in the other side. Boom.
Yeah.
You heard it here first.
Yeah, just that we as an KTF community, we're starting again the hunt for um trying to, come together to improve our options for the mint. So I have a mutant, Atari has a mutant, we don't have a dog. If you have a dog without mutant, you're not selling your dog. If you want to partner with us, if you trust
Yes.
us, and we're not the only one. So I think it makes sense if someone has a dog without a mutant and they're holding their dog, because I know it's hard to hold your dog right now. It's hard. Like the floor is like astronomical. But yeah, we're looking for people to partner with, and yeah, that's the thing. We always do it in 10KTF, but it's gonna it's there's gonna be trust in this process. Obviously, it cannot be done with warm.
I was actually going to say, we don't know that yet. Maybe Worm will be implemented. I don't know, because if it's
I
a
don't think
mint,
so.
Yuga owns. Well, think about it this way: it's a mint. Yuga owns WeKnew. WeKnew developed Worm, and how many board apes, want to connect their main vault wallet with the interactive mint website? It would
No
be
one.
such a
We don't want.
nobody. It would be
No.
the biggest
Yeah.
oversight for them to not implement a really cool technology of a company that they bought, and they didn't need to buy it to implement it. You could implement it without that, but it just makes so much sense. And I think that there def- there's definitely going to be warm for this. If there isn't, I'd be very confused.
We'll see. I hope so,
We'll see.
so that we don't have to send
Hopefully,
NFTs to each other.
maybe we'll make this into a clip and we'll tweet it out. So and that'll give them enough time to implement warm if there isn't. So we're gonna put this out into the universe. Please, we knew Yuga, use warm. Maybe's in her Mutant Ape Yacht Club beanie. It's looking fantastic. Love it. I don't have a beanie today, but I show up to the live streams with my orange one, my Adidas one, Bored Ape
Yeah.
collab. Guys, this was another episode. We covered Kagamis and Jimmy the Trial. If you like this, like and subscribe to the damn show. New videos every damn Monday and live streams every damn Thursday. We have a big 2023 planned with a lot of really cool activations online and in person. And so, please join us on this journey as we demystify 10KTF, Yuga, Otherside, and everything in between. Thank you so much for watching and like and subscribe. Take care. Bye, everybody.
Bye.